Hi there, my name is Jason Caldwell. I'm the lead developer for the s2Member plugin for WordPress. Okay, I'm just doing a forum topic here. I thought I'd do a video response to this, maybe to help this person out and others of you out there who are working with a business model that's something like this. I thought this was interesting. This person wants to create a single page on their website with some content, and they want to make it available to free subscribers with a lifetime subscription. Okay, well this first part is pretty simple, so I'm going to just do a quick walkthrough here. And in this video I'm going to assume that you're running s2Member Pro. This person is, and so I'm going to gear this response to the Pro version. So the first thing we would do is use s2Member Pro forms. And I'm going to assume here that you're using PayPal Pro. This also works with Authorize.net integration as well with Pro forms. But with PayPal Pro, you choose PayPal Pro forms here. This will bring up a list of options, and you can choose free registration forms. And in this example, we don't even need to change anything. We can just take the default shortcode just like it is. Okay, and all we'll do is we'll paste that into our website. This will bring people in by default at level 0. And so if I take this, I copy it and paste it into a page that I create inside WordPress, I can then link to that page, and this page will produce a free registration form. Free registrations will come in at level 0, which is what s2Member designates as a free subscriber. And then that person would log in and have access to the login welcome page that you've configured with s2Member. Okay, so if I switch here to general options, you'll see I have a login welcome page that I configure as a page that everyone is redirected to when they log in. Free subscribers have access to that page always. And then I could create another page, okay, in WordPress that I would provide some sort of content to all my free subscribers on. So I might have a link on my login welcome page that links to another page that is only available to people who are logged in. And so let's say that page has an ID of 123. Well, I would come here to the s2Member general options, and whether it's a post or it's a page, it doesn't matter. And let's just say it has an ID of 123. Okay, then I would tell s2Member, okay, protect that page, ID 123, and require level 0 access or higher. Okay, so now you can't access page 123 unless you are at least a free subscriber on the website. All right, so that's pretty simple. And now it's also important to point out that levels work incrementally. So you notice it says or higher. So if this person comes in as a free subscriber but then later upgrades to level 1, 2, 3, or 4, they will always have access to content that's at lower levels beneath them. So if I pay and I upgrade to level 1 and I gain access to pages 335 and pages 455 on your website as well, because I'm paying for some additional access, I'm still always going to have access to page 123 because I'm at level 1 and I'm higher than what's required. So I always have access to content that's beneath me. And another thing to point out is that if I upgrade to level 1 and then at some point in the future I cancel that service with you, or I stop paying, or for whatever reason an EOT is generated. EOT is an end of term. So if something happens where the account access at level 1 expires, then s2Member by default will demote that person back down to level 0 as a free subscriber again. And in that case, and in this example, she's concerned that she wants to make sure they always have access to the free content, regardless of what happens in the future, and that would be the case here. Because if they upgrade to level 1 and then at some point they're kicked back down to level 0, well, they'll still have access to the content that's free on your website. They will still have an account on your website, but they will lose access to anything that's paid. So if I'm at level 2 or 3 or 4, and then s2Member bumps me back down to level 0, then I lose access to anything at these higher levels, but I retain access to anything that was free originally. Okay, so that works very well, and I think that's suited to meet the needs of this particular business model here in this example. Okay, now she also wants to create a 90-day trial offer. So once people come in as a free subscriber, she wants to introduce then a 90-day trial offer to the membership, which would be for paid access, but with 90 days free initially, and then she doesn't want that person to be automatically rebilled. In other words, she's saying, I don't want to have to deal with chargebacks or have people feel frustrated who wanted just to buy something and not have ongoing billing. So she wants to offer to her free subscribers that already have an account a paid option that comes with a 90-day trial that will ultimately result in a payment plan that will not recur. Okay, so let's take a look. How do we accomplish that? All right, first off, we have a person in with a free registration form. Now we need to create the next step, which would logically, and this could be level 2, 3, or 4, but logically that would go from level 0 at free registration right to level 1. So let's just do it at level 1 in this example. And here I'm going to generate a payment form or a checkout form that's going to offer 90 days free access, or we can just type this in as 3 months. And that's going to be at $0. And then let's just say I want to charge $129, and I don't want to do it recurring because remember, she doesn't want it to be ongoing in this example. So here I would choose, let's say I need to use a fixed term. So I might charge them $129, and that's going to provide a year's worth of access, and it's non-recurring. So what happens here? Okay, well, when the customer is pitched on this concept, you say, okay, well, you get 90 days free, and then after that, if you don't cancel, then after that, we will charge you $129 one time, and that gives you 1 year access. Okay, and that does not renew automatically. If you don't come back to the site or write into support that you want to renew, it's just going to expire automatically. And then at that point, S2Member would demote you back down to level 0. You would lose the paid access at level 1, and you would revert back to only having access to the free content that was offered to everyone initially. Okay, so that should work very well. You just generate this form code. You can copy the short code provided by s2Member, create a new page on your website, paste this in, and now you have your checkout form that follows this particular business model here. Now, how do you introduce this form? Well, one way you can do it is through s2Member's. If you go here to s2Member API scripting, you'll see that s2Member provides several shortcode conditionals and even advanced PHP conditionals that you can use to wrap around certain content within your site, or maybe wrap it around links that point to certain content within your site, so that it's possible to introduce this form only to a free subscriber. So for example, on my login welcome page, I might have a conditional that I wrapped around a link that might read, hi, or maybe an image promotion that says, hi, please upgrade now. You can get 90 days free access to this and this and this. And that would give them the ability to have access to some additional premium content that you're making available. All right, so let me flip. I think that should work very well for you in this case. So let me flip screens here again, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. I want them to be able to use a credit card, not require a PayPal account. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. In this case, it says I added the recurring billing, the $30. I don't think you would need that in this case. She's referring to, I think, the PayPal Pro service. When you get a PayPal Pro account, they charge you $30 a month for having the PayPal Pro account, which is very reasonable, but then there's an additional $30 reoccurring billing that takes place to add on what they consider to be their recurring billing service. And although that's very, very good to have in cases where you want to do recurring billing, in this case, I don't think you would need that because you're not actually wanting to do any. You said you don't want to do ongoing billing, so I think you could probably ditch that particular aspect of the service and save yourself that $30 a month extra. I've been testing things till I'm close. I need to give them an EOT. I don't think you need to give them an EOT. S2Member will do that automatically. So in other words, whenever you generate, well, first of all, when you generate the free registration form, okay, you don't want to set let me copy this here and pull it into a text editor. When you generate the free registration form, you can just leave that at level 0. You don't want to configure these trial period attributes because remember you said you wanted to do a lifetime subscription at the free level. So you don't want to do any trial period here, otherwise that would expire that free access, and that's not the desire in this case. So you could just take the shortcode just like it comes by default. You wouldn't need to do any of that. That way it's ongoing. Now the EOT would be set here whenever you generate the level 1 form. Okay, in this case, s2Member will, after checkout is completed, they're getting 3 months free. Okay, and then they're getting 1 time for 1 year access. Okay, so s2Member after checkout is going to set an EOT time that's based on 1 year plus 3 months. Okay, and actually you may not even see the EOT time occur inside your dashboard because s2Member will communicate back and forth with your payment gateway, which is PayPal in this case, and PayPal will be in control of this. So if they cancel before the 3 months is over, and you can also do that through a cancellation form if you like, you can make this available on your website inside their account. So if they'd like to cancel during the trial, they can do that. If they cancel before the trial is over, then s2Member would set an auto EOT time based on when they canceled and whether the trial was over. There's several factors at play there. So you don't need to worry about setting an EOT time yourself or configuring anything manually. s2Member handles all of that for you based on the way you configure this checkout form. Let's see, still page would allow me to upsell membership later without them losing access to what they paid for. Yes, I think I answered that earlier. You won't, once a customer, or if a customer is demoted back down, they're always going to have access to that free content at level 0, regardless. Level 0 is always going to be available to anyone that has an account, and if they can look at the login welcome page, then they're going to be able to see anything that's at level 0. And that's regardless of whether they're paying or they're not paying, or even if they were paying but they're no longer paying. They're always going to have access to free content. Let's see, the problem, I tried your description above linking to another form will treat them like they're not logged in. Okay, I'm not quite sure how that came about, but sometimes it's confusing during testing. Just to clarify a bit, forms are pre-filled in by default. So in other words, during free registration, there's nothing to pre-fill because s2Member assumes during registration that you wouldn't be registering unless you didn't have an account, period. So during registration for free, which is the initial avenue that a customer would follow or a potential customer would follow when they sign up on your website, this form will not be pre-filled with anything because they're brand new to your website. Now once they register and they log in, they're now a free subscriber, and whenever you introduce this paid form, this 90-day trial offer that ultimately results in a $129 one-time charge, whenever they hit this form, then s2Member will take the already existing account information, such as their email address, their first name, their last name, their username, all of that will be pre-filled in on this form. So all they will have to do here is just fill out the billing information, provide a credit card that would be charged if they decide not to cancel. So should they continue, the credit card would be used to cover the $129 charge. Okay, and then again, you could also provide the cancellation form. Okay, so I hope that clarifies that. Information should be pre-filled on that second form, the one that you're offering the 90-day trial on. Okay, so if I've missed anything, please let me know, and I'll be happy to follow up with you here in the forum. All right, thank you very much.